this is what I want you to understand about transformation. I know sometimes people think that solution and transformation and promise are the same thing, but they're not. The transformation is the emotional aspect. How are they going to be feeling through it? It's like the avenue that gets them there. How are they going to be feeling through each step, right? What's that? That's their transformation. That's their butterfly moment, right? That's their aha moment. Hello, welcome to Monetizing Mompreneurs podcast, where I take you behind the scenes with industry leaders, entrepreneurs, moms, working professionals, and amazing people pursuing their passions and going for their dreams. And I'm your host, Linda Mendable. Thank you so much for tuning in. In today's episode, you're going to basically be listening to the Monetizing Mompreneurs Summit. You're going to be listening to one of our speakers, and you're absolutely going to get some great takeaways. We had the Monetizing Mompreneurs Summit this past June 7th through the 9th, and it was such an amazing experience. I was so blessed to have Cassie as my coworker. So I hope that you guys enjoy, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, so we're gonna start coming in with the hot seats. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the spreadsheet. We're gonna do the flow method on these hot seats. So we're gonna start with Erica. Yay! This is like such a good hot seat. I love the flow method. This is my favorite part. All right, I'm just bringing it up on my side because links are everywhere and sometimes things are just everywhere. All right, I got it here. And here is the flow method. All right. I'm going to share my screen. And so Erica, we're going to go ahead and do you. I'm going to go ahead and make a copy. So, and we're going to hop to, there's nothing to it, but to do it. So is there anything, where do you want to start, Erica? So we can start with something that you already currently have, or we can start with something brand new.
We can do currently, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do something that you currently have. And what would be the name of, let's go in the name of what you currently have. So
I do a 10-day accountability group called Grit and Grace.
Okay.
The nutrition part of it.
So we're going to put the name of your offers right here. Great. And
Grit and Grace.
And Grace, and what is it?
It's a 10-day accountability group for nutrition, eating.
And why did you develop it?
To help women. So it's actually in the moment coaching. So we post all of our snacks and our meals to help, nutrition coaching. Okay.
So we're going to answer, because it's already an offer that you currently have, we're going to answer these first, and then we'll go into a little bit of this, so we can understand what is the question that you're answering. So first I want to know, why did you create it? Why did you create it?
Because most people, there's always the saying I don't need a trainer. I need someone to follow me around and slap food out of my hands. So yeah. I did it for people in the moment because so I can actually coach them on what they're eating, or if they need more protein, or
So what would you say is number one question that you get that Grit and Grace answers?
The number one question that people ask?
That you get from this, that you point them to this particular offer.
How much protein do I need to eat, or what do I need to eat? Or where do I start? Or anything with meal planning.
Okay. What specifically, how do they phrase their question on meal planning?
Most of it's just, how much protein do I need to eat? Because I don't think they really even, they don't really know what to eat. So a lot of it is, how much protein do I need to eat?
Okay. And so what is the first step on answering that question?
Well, I'll say 100 grams per day. And then I kind of go into like a typical meal plan, but then I'll invite them to join me into the accountability group.
Okay, but what is step one for them? Like, if you were to answer this question, what is step one?
Oh, wellness profile.
Okay, so it's a wellness profile.
Yep.
What does that look like?
They jot down of like, I'll say, take me through yesterday. What time did you get up? What was your first, what did you have for breakfast? Then what? And then we go through their day.
So I would say kind of like journaling,
Yeah.
diary, journaling their day, journal like a eating
Yes.
day. Okay. And then what is step two to answer the question?
Then I go back and see like where their gaps are.
Okay, what was that?
I look over their answers and then I go back and see where we can fill in the gaps.
Okay. So when you say fill in the gaps, how does that look like usually?
So, most of the time it's more protein or bigger snacks, or people are missing complete meals.
Okay. So what would help them though? Like, let's say,
I sell supplements.
okay, supplements.
Yeah.
Would you say like a timestamp would help them? Because for this particular one, like a time, like this time, what did you eat? This time, what did you eat?
Yes. Yeah. So every 2.5 hours, they have a meal, and then we figure out like what meals they should be having to hit their certain goals.
So they need to timestamp their stuff and everything like that. So this is so filling in the gaps is becoming more detailed.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Okay, more details. And they need to figure that out, right? In order to go to the next part. So to answer that question, what would be their third step after they fill in the gaps and they understand time, within maybe a week slot or something, their time stamped and everything like that? What would be their next step?
I would either invite them, if they wanted more coaching, I would invite them into my group, or they can try it on their own. And if they don't want to, then like I said, I do supplements because for me, it's easier to just drink a shake than eat 7 meals of chicken.
Yeah. Okay. So, because it's also about nutrition. It's like so you're answering how much protein do I need? And what do I need to eat? And so I feel like as though like that answers, like, I guess we got to reframe that question and be like, eating habits, right? What should be my eating habits, right?
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Okay. And then so we can get our step one is kind of like they need a journal of eating, just a basic one, right?
Yep.
Just a outline. And then we'll go deeper into each of these steps because I'm sure there's ways that you can go deeper to each of these processes. And then the next one is the timestamp. And maybe for this one is kind of like, because time is important. Like when you eat something is important. And right, your insulin spikes and all that, and going into kind of like the scientific things on that. And then for them to get the answer, is there a step three or is that the two? And I know about the accountability, that's the deliverables.
Yes.
So
Yeah. I mean, there is nutrient timing that I can go into, kind of like what you talked about, but I think most of my clients, only a few of them hit that mark. Usually they don't go. We're just trying to increase like the basics, which is the water and the protein.
okay. So would step three be like a meal prep or something?
Yeah, it could be that. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because let's just focus. I know you have the group. Let's focus just on answering these questions, because even though they look like it's easy in the beginning, you can actually add on to them to bring more support to help them on their journey.
So I have a grocery list and a snack list. Is that what you're at for meal prep?
Yeah. So maybe this would be choosing foods, right?
Yeah.
So they can hit their goal on what it is, their protein, and have it a lot easier. Is there a step four?
No, it would be just doing it like planning it out and knowing what meals you're gonna would be more of the meal prep part of it. So yeah, choosing what you're gonna buy, choosing what you're gonna make, and then when you're gonna.
So with your program, you can create a course that's 3 modules that can coincide with your accountability group, and they have access to the modules or even the resources, right? Or you can just hit, like a journal, you can just hit that beginning one, right? That's step 1. And this is how you can create funnels.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's say this one, right? Step 1, that journal is an ebook that helps them journal and keeping them accountable, and for them to understand your value, right? Because that's what we do with our funnels. We allow people to understand the value that we're offering and their resources and what it is that we know by offering a free book, a free ebook, or join this workshop. So that could be a workshop, like how you can use this particular journal to, in the best way, and what you should consider. And maybe you can add also scientific data with that in that workshop, right? So let's go into like that step 1. And over here is like the stack, right? So in the whole series, we do have a promise, we have a transformation, and we have a solution. But we're gonna go ahead and skip because you already have kind of like the program. And we're gonna go is like, what's the easiest way for them to reach that step 1? Because you said step 1 was that journal. So what do you think that you can provide, judging from here? You can do a course, you can do an ebook, you can do an audio file, you can do a workshop, you can do a membership, you can do a swipe file. You get what I'm saying? You can do F.L.O.W boards, mastermind challenge. What would you say? Because one of them you have a group support, right?
Yep.
The last time you have group support. But in step 1, what would be the easiest way to help them to achieve step 1?
Probably, like I would say probably a workbook or even a checklist.
Okay. And so, okay. So now the next one is filling in the gaps, the timestamps, right? Being more details. And I'm sure that there's more into that because, excuse me, I'm sure when you have that consultation with the person, they need a little bit of more help on identifying how to track time-wise and like little tips and tricks on how to do that, right? So for you, how can you help them the easiest way to achieve step 2?
I feel like that would be more of a video, not necessarily a course, but just a video of me explaining it.
Okay.
Or sorry,
I would say a workshop.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't see that workshop. Yeah.
Okay. So the easiest way for them to achieve that goal would be a workshop. Now, and then you can also, add to those things, right? You can make it better, right? But we're just doing like the beginning, and you can separate them, or you can have it all as one module, right? All as one course. And now you can take it apart however you want. You get what I'm saying? By answering that one question, because it's all about that one. And sometimes as entrepreneurs, we want to answer so many questions, but if we just focus on answering that one question, we have more drive in getting more sales when we are more focused and targeted. And this is how we get it, by answering the question and not necessarily, because the question is the pain point, right? So now step 3, what would be that easiest way? Because you did say support group, but I'm sure you also have other resources, right?
Yes. Oh, for the what was it for my list or my brochure? I'm sorry, what was it that I
it was the choosing of the foods.
Oh yeah. That I would do yeah, it could be support group. I could do a swipe file for that one.
Swipe file.
Yeah, I could even do an ebook.
Okay, ebook. And maybe, 30-minute chat with you, right?
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Because you have the support group. Okay. So, and then you would answer like, what is your promise? What are you by having this type of offer that you have? What is it that you're promising your audience?
That they're going to be able to create a sustainable lifestyle, not like the quick fix, start and stop yo-yo dieting.
And then the transformation, this is what I want you to understand about transformation. I know sometimes people think that solution and transformation and promise are the same thing, but they're not. The transformation is the emotional aspect. How are they going to be feeling through it? It's like the avenue that gets them there. How are they going to be feeling through each step, right? What's that? That's their transformation. That's their butterfly moment, right? That's their aha moment. So what would you say that would be?
Healthier, confident, sexy, strong.
Okay, and this goes towards your sales page. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
this would be your sales page on this program that you have, but now you know where each of these pieces fit, you know, using these two different avenues and putting them together, right? Questions, comments, or concerns?
No, it's good. I'm just taking it all in.
Okay, now the solution. What's the solution? And that could be like the name of your accountability, but it all can also be like, what do you say is the solution?
I would say my coaching.
One-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
So what I would say for this particular offer, it should be your funnel. You should have something with one of these pieces that you have that has them downloading a free swipe file, free something that goes in turn into maybe that workshop that gets them into that support group that basically gets them into your one-on-one coaching. And that's how your funnel would be, because the solution is the one-on-one coaching.
Right.
But you have your and you have your ecosystem, you know, working together, and you're just answering one question. And, you know, and now you can like break off. Now you have each of your steps, because this one you can go deeper in. You can have its own little segment off of, right? You can make it, you know, even deeper and more facts and more aha moments and stuff. Like each one of these you can do richer and deeper. And those can be other avenues that you can monetize. And that brings into that bigger monetization, right? So you can have many funnels within that one. And ultimately what you want to do is that one-on-one coaching, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so,
well, that one-on-one coaching or my grit and grace, it's kind of the same thing because it's a small group. So I feel like
it could be a signature offer, because if it is one-on-one, like let's say it's big enough that you're full on one-on-one. Now you can do a bigger signature offer that you're known for. And then that's what that can turn into, right? That signature offer. That's not just the, you know, as you know what I'm saying? Like as you grow, like that you're there each week, you know, having more of your time and stuff like that. I don't know what the price point is right now, but I think you can kind of see how you can, because this would be the one that turns into a signature higher, you know, higher
ticket or whatever. Yep.
You know, a higher program that people use, how you say that people want to go deeper.
Yeah.
That could be for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And then you would fill in the gaps, which is like, do you have a story that can shed light to this particular question? You know, like why would someone, like, do you have like an example, right? Then you go into like what qualifies you, and all of this will go into your sales page. Yep. And then what is the future outlook for the person, you know, and painting that picture for them so they understand why it benefits them.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it.
Good. Yeah. Well, this is good.
You know, for being part of the hot seat, I'm gonna title this as yours, Erica, and I can send you the copy of it as well. Huh?
I said, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Like, thank you for being part of the hot seat. And now we're gonna do, oh, well, do you have any other questions, comments, or concerns?
No, I think it's great that I'm very visual. So it was nice to kind of see the flow.
Okay, I'll send this to you right now so you can have that in the chat. I'll DM you here. Here you go. Just make a copy and there it is.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right, so we got the next hot seat, which is Alexis. And Stacy, do you want to be part of a hot seat?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yep. I can hear you. Okay. So we're going to go into yours.
Okay.
I'm excited.
So I am going to be doing a brand spanking new, I need some new energy out here. Okay. I'm about to take my website and flip it on its head a little bit. I'm switching it up. I have been doing branding for about three to 5 years now.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep doing branding, but I'm really putting a lot more energy and effort into this AI situation that's happening out here and teaching women and business owners and all this stuff about how to use AI to make their lives easier. And that's my broad umbrella statement. I've recently created, I'm in the middle of creating, I've pulled all the content. I just have to make it pretty and do all the stuff. But I pulled all the content for an ebook that I want to use as a freebie for mompreneurs. And I've listed them out, or I broke it down into sections like life, business, and, just little random home hacks, how AI can help. And so basically it'll have the prompts inside of the ebook. And so you get the specific prompts and you can fill them in with your family structure or your business structure. And that can help AI help you get the things that you need to do in your life done. And so it's super fun. I was just like something that I would think would resonate with the people that I talk to the most. And so I created this ebook, but I want to be able to build off of that or create a program or something to go along with it. And so of course I'm second and also I'm also about to create my group on Facebook specifically for kind of finding your business bestie. And we've talked about this, or getting together and giving people opportunities to meet other women who are in business. And so that's my other thing that I'm doing. And I'd love for these things to marry or meet up or something. But that's like I said, we're doing something new. I don't have a name. I have not started it. It is something that I'm trying to get launched out by my birthday, which is August 7th. So I'm just trying to get the wheels turning here. And I love this breakdown and method here.
Yes. Because sometimes we don't know what to create and things can be all over the place. And you create this, create that, and you don't know how they all fit together.
Yes. I can feel a little scatterbrained, and I do a very good job of finding how we can loop pieces and how things make sense for other people. But in my own brain, sometimes it is a much harder task.
Oh, girl. Yes. I mean, shoot, for me too. So we can all go. That's what I really believe in. I do believe in business coaching and, and coaching in all avenues, because we need that outside perspective. Erica, true. I'm sure she understands why athletes hire coaches and
for sure.
Because we need that outside perspective. We can't see our form. We can't see how we are in the online space. So we need that outside that can help us kind of like, okay. And then we need new inspiration, new life sometimes, right?
Yes. And that's kind of what I've been feeling. I've been hearing it over and over. It's a new season. I'm trying to shake some stuff up. And so, I've spent a lot of time and energy in the old phase, right? But I've also one of those people who, if it's time to move, it's time to move. And I feel like it's time to move. So
let's move.
Let's do it.
Let's do this. So if you want to base it on that ebook specifically, I would ask, what question is it answering?
I think the broad question is, how can AI work for me?
Okay, and this I'm going to say like this, and I've seen it done, and I've seen it with clients. Sometimes we think we're answering a question. Of course, people are going to have this question, right? And sometimes people will create a product over it, and that item does not sell, does not move, and they wonder why.
Right.
And so we're going to do two things on here. We're going to do the question on why you answered it, and then we're going to do another question. Hold on. So this one is, how can
AI work for me?
This is way too broad. So what I would, this is the beauty.
I was trying to go broad. I can be more specific, but how can AI maybe work for me as a mompreneur? Would probably be my next one, because I don't feel like, how do I explain this? I feel like, one, I don't feel like there's enough people asking the questions about how can AI work for them, or even have even thought that they need to be using AI in this form.
I'm gonna help you. So I know that you have done workshops, so I know that you will have the answer to the question I'm about to give you. My question for you is, what is the most asked question that you receive about AI that you get from people?
Probably, what is it?
What is AI?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest question. Literally, I get asked that whenever I'm bringing up, hey, have you started using AI in your business? Literally everybody asks, well, what is AI? So that's my.
So your audience is letting you know what they want from you.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the basics. They're like, we don't even know what it is.
We don't even know what it is.
So
Right.
that's what's going to help them. So let's answer that. Step one, how are they able to know what is AI? What would you take them through? How can you show them how can you answer that question? The first step to answering that.
So one, I let people know they typically interact with AI every day and don't really recognize it.
So first, understanding how they're using AI currently.
Yes, that's probably my first thing that I say. Hey, you guys are using AI every day. You don't really recognize it. It's just artificial intelligence. And so it's got a very broad name because it does a lot and it's incorporated in a lot. And then I go on to explain how AI has gotten better and has improved. And so then I start talking about the products that are available and how they can use them. So like the chat GPTs and the copy.ais and stuff like that are really big and kind of taking over. I explain it's kind of like the next Google, in my opinion.
Okay,
I'm sure you heard.
So step two is guiding them to products that use AI.
Right.
Okay, and what is the next step to answer this question, if there is,
And so I think, like I said, I talk about kind of how it's next Google, and then I also talk about, and you've been to kind of my basic workshop, which is my next thing, which is it's not going away. It's going to be more intrusive. And so it's better to learn it now than to be on the later end. Right.
The benefits and future outlook of AI.
Yeah.
So oh shoot, and basically how to use it, right?
Right.
Because that's answering their question. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, and is there a fourth step?
And so then we can break down or get into this kind of, like I said, what the ebook uses is like, hey, here's some ways AI can help you specifically as a mompreneur.
So the next would be, I know that's your ebook, but and then what does the ebook go into?
Basically, it kind of goes like quick overview over what AI is, and then I literally give a little spiel about here are some prompting questions, which is another question I could go over, which is what are prompting questions, because that's how you communicate with the AI. And so
okay, we got these three, so let's go into these three because it looks like that's how far we're going to go for this one for now.
Yeah.
Go deeper. So your answering is what is AI? So automatically, if you put out an ad that says, what is AI? Join this workshop to find out more. That if you put that, people are going to join that because that's the most you're getting that question anyways. And usually, let me tell you like this. the questions that you're receiving from your business, if someone comes out and actually takes time out of the day to actually send you a DM, send you an email to answer a question, that means that not just that person has that question pending on their heart, but a whole lot of other people as well. But that person is brave enough to come out of their day, because people don't come out of their day. You know, people are prompted energetically wise. Shoot, this is bothering me so much. I would say, let's go into the stack. And one of the questions I want you to answer, step one. Step one is understanding they are using AI currently. And so what is the easiest way for them to understand that? What deliver it based on these that are down here?
So the easiest way might be a workshop. I feel like that's kind of the easiest way, or even a checklist or something of that for ways you're already using AI, and then they could see like, oh, based off this thing, I'm using AI every day. I mean, I don't think I've had an interaction at the DMV, at the doctor's office, or anywhere recently that didn't have some sort of AI built into it. When you're filling out forms on websites, you're utilizing AI. They're just kind of everywhere. Yeah.
So I would do now step two. You said you're guiding them to products that use AI. So what is the easiest way for you to deliver that information for them to understand it?
Also be like, maybe not a checklist, but like a file of some sort, just something, hey, here's some resources. Yeah.
And then number three, for the benefits and the future outlook of how to use it, how would you deliver that to answer that part of it?
And so I'd probably go back to maybe workshop for something like that, or even a group or group support for that, just because there's so many different ways you can use it. And then like the people that I've worked with one-on-one, because I've not launched it, but I've worked with people one-on-one about it after they've done workshops with me or whatever, we've come up with like complete vision statements for your business, vision statement, mission statement, website content, just kind of really spruced up.
What I would say, what I'm seeing from your offer, you have to first educate the client on what it is for them to understand. So with this, with all of your, like what you're offering here, if I can be so bold to say, my recommendation would be having it as either a master class or workshop, right? Or webinar, that you're going through the light version, and then you can either sell a course that goes into a membership or support group. But it all depends on your personality. And I do have like in my resources, I do have like the membership mentality quiz, and that one will help you understand how you should put the funnel together for this particular thing. Based on your personality and where you want it to go, because there's so many ways that you can do it, but here you have a program that can turn into a signature offer once you educate the client exactly what AI is,
right?
Then the next question to answer, right? And that next question that they want answered could be that Canva, because you're going to go through the tools, right? You're going to go through it. It could be XYZ, but you're going to have to wait on what your audience is wanting from you naturally. And that's one of we sometimes force our way in what we believe our people want to hear from us. But if we actually create that community, right? Like Erica has her community that she's created, and she understands the questions that they're asking, so she's able to see that there's a deeper community that wants more support, more more understanding with, the protein and stuff. So guess what you're going to get here. Once you start putting it out there, first develop the funnel so you understand if it's even viable. Is this product viable? Do people want this? And do people want it from you? Because the way that you're marketing yourself is going to in turn equate like who's signing up for the freebie of that first question. What is in understanding AI? That could be that first freebie, you know, understanding AI. And that brings them into your funnel of going into maybe in a future signature product down the road that they're requesting and asking from you. That makes sense?
That does make sense. Yeah.
So you got to first, you know, sometimes we think when we create a product, we're going all the way to the end, like, shoot, I see that I can do this product and I know I'm answering this question. But if they don't even, if the question is what it, like for your instance, people are just coming in, they don't even know what it is. You know, you could be the first person in the game to really educate the people and have a bigger impact, because I don't really see much people, because they don't, because you're saying, how can I make AI work for me, right? But people are wanting that question, that answer. They're wanting, what is it?
Right.
Later, once you have a whole bunch of people educated on it, which you have the opportunity to do that, then you can actually advertise, you know, how can I make AI work for me?
Right. So I guess maybe I'm thinking, because I have done kind of the basic, hey, this is what AI can do, and this is how you can use it in your business. So some of those people already have heard these things. Now I can keep doing that, of course, and doing those kind of larger scale kind of.
But that's your funnel. Then you can lead them into the, how can I make it? The next question would be maybe, you know, what is AI? And then the next question, how can I make it? And then you go into step one of that one.
Got it.
Step three. But we just did that one for time's sake.
Yeah.
You know, or, you know, we just did that. But we saw that we had to split it up into two.
Right.
And then you got to ask yourself which one you want to go for and spend time on, because each of these questions is going to take a lot of time.
Right.
Right. And they're all going to require steps 1, step 2, step 3. You know, and they're going to require maybe ebooks, white files, resources, Trello boards.
Right.
You know, and all that. And then you got to ask yourself in the stack is like, you know, I would say how you want to like deliver it for your instance, you know, and then what's the name of the solution? That's the delivery, like what would be that name and stuff like that. Because we don't have a lot of time, and I'm gonna go with any questions, comments, concerns. Alexis?
Oh no, I don't have any. I'm good.
Oh yeah, that's it.
No, yeah. Well, look, we're speeding right along. We're doing good.
All right, Stacy, what do you want to go into?
Okay, so I have lots of products, kind of. I mean, I have a blog, and then I have books, and I have digital products. I've not done a course, and it's something that is on my to-do list for 2023 is to figure out. I just have to figure out what to do. So I am open to help with that. That's kind of what I'm looking for, I think.
It's the easiest one. So I would say, what is the number one question you receive?
I don't really get asked questions. That's tricky for me. I was looking at my analytics for like my blog posts that are most popular, because all of my stuff is about family. And so some of my most popular things are about prayers, like prayers for moms, prayers for children. Fun ways to teach kids about obedience is another one that's been really popular.
Okay, let me ask you this. In the span that you have had your blog, has there been one question?
I don't think so. I know that sounds so lame, but I really don't think so, because I don't know. I have a Facebook group now. That I started a few months ago. And so I even tried it in there a little bit. Sometimes I think what I'm working on this year is narrowing my focus down, because Christian parenting and things for Christian moms, like if I say, you know, I'm working to encourage Christian moms, that's incredibly broad. And so I want to make sure that I'm focusing in, and I'm not sure, you know, grace is my big thing. So I don't know if I focus in on grace. I know one of my top phrases I rank for is grace filled. But but I don't know that people are necessarily drawn to, like, I don't know how many people are searching for that or drawn to that or whatever.
Okay, so I have a few questions, and
Okay.
that doesn't mean that we're off the table or anything like that.
Sure.
Number one, do you have any comments on your blog articles?
Okay. Yeah, but usually they're very specific to whatever the post is, or it's just like, oh, thanks for sharing.
Okay,
I've
but that's
gotten
good.
a lot of feedback about anxiety.
Okay, so what is the article that you have done that received the most comments?
That I don't know.
Okay, so let's go into it a little bit further. What has been something that you can't forget? What has the span that you had your blogging business and what you're doing, what has been the most impressionable comment or something that someone has said about what you do?
Okay. It is usually actually through social media posts. And people have most responded to anything that I post that's encouraging and uplifting. And I got a really nice private message about a month or so ago from someone who had bought my Christian Woman's Gratitude Journal, and how much that had helped her and inspired her, encouraged her, things like that.
Okay, and you said that you're selling things on your blog?
I am not selling things on my blog yet. I've got things on Amazon. I've got things on Etsy that are doing well. I just have to set it all up through my blog, but I've not done that yet.
What I would say is, okay, you said, what was that most impressionable comment that you received, right? What was it? It was about grace.
About gratitude. I have a Christian Women's Gratitude Journal that I just released a few months ago and I've been promoting. And so the person just sent me a message about that and how big of an impact that's had for her.
Okay, so the gratitude journal, that could be one of the steps in something that you're providing, right? So then I will go into, what do you answer from your blog? What do you feel like you answer in your blog?
I think what I try to answer is how to have like a more peaceful home life.
Okay.
Improve relationships with your family kind of thing. So, because my thing is with Grace and things, like, I feel like we can be kinder maybe to a stranger we meet than sometimes we speak to our own families.
All right, peaceful home life. Okay. How to have a peaceful home life. And then, and what was the most viewed blog post?
After recipes, because I have so many recipes are most viewed, are either my prayers or how to teach kids about obedience.
Which one is the top? Which one of those is the top?
It depends on which analytics I'm looking at. Like, they're both like right neck and neck. Probably the prayers, maybe.
So it's prayers, and what was the other one?
How to teach kids about obedience.
Okay. And what are the prayers about?
The prayers for my children are the most popular. And then I also have prayers for moms that do well.
Okay. So we're getting, and then you said the gratitude. And is there any specifically, like, what's within the gratitude in their day, gratitude with their family, gratitude with what?
It's set up, it's like you list 3 specific things that you're thankful for each day. You answer a question, you log your mood, and then you can track prayers. And so it's kind of all over the board. It's about general things in life. It's about spiritual things. Like name 3 foods you're thankful for, or list 3 ways that you felt God's presence today, or whatever.
Okay. So let's go in. So you have a peaceful home, gratitude, and prayers on how to teach. How to teach kids. So the prayers are about how to teach kids about obedience, or
no?
What are the prayers about?
It's just prayers for children and prayers for moms.
Okay. So in this one, what I would say, I would say you can bring in the gratitude. So let's go into the children because already people are wanting that from you. It's the most viewed. So that's already a big deal, right? So you already have like, if you do more topics like that, you'll get more views and more views and more views. So you can be very more specific and you can be more specialized, right? As you go along. And so what we're going to do is, I think for you, you kind of need a little bit more content strategy, but we're going to see what we can come up with that if you do create a course, these steps can lead to the content to your course. So what I would say is, we're going to focus in, and I'm going to put it right here so I can have that to look at. You got gratitude and prayers for children and how to teach kids about obedience. So it's about stewarding your child, right? Something around there, right? So, what do you feel like in the prayers and in the obedience, like for the prayers for children and the obedience, what do you feel is the outcome of that? Like, how are you helping the mom?
I feel like it's helping the mom focus on being intentional about how she's raising her children and keeping faith as a component of motherhood, right? So like, you're not just taking it all on yourself as a mom, that you're remembering that God's there with you as you're praying and that he has resources. You know, there's things in the Bible to help us as we're teaching our kids lessons.
Right. So what I would say is, what's going to be this mother's step one to help her children and have it be more biblical? What would be step one?
Okay.
Would it be the gratitude? You know,
I mean, I don't know. I kind of think it would start with prayer, like, and having God help me to help my kids, kind of thing.
So prayer. Okay. Prayer would be step one. What would be step two?
Step two probably would be then focusing on gratitude, because it helps get us out of being like irritated, you know, like have more of a servant's heart.
This is good. So, and then what would be step three?
Probably like intentional family time, intentional like devotion time or prayer time, and just whatever that looks like for your family.
Okay. And then what would be, if there is step four, what would be step four?
I don't know, maybe just like strategies for putting it into practice, like on a daily basis, like how to
Creating habits.
Yes.
And is there a step five, or we're good with this?
I think we're good with that. Yeah.
Okay, so here you go. So basically, you can do off the get, you can do something. And what I would do if I were you, I would do an ebook with each of these steps answering that question about children, right? Or, just to see what flies and what doesn't, what people are commenting on, because you need someone to come in with a question. That's what you want to prep. You want to prep your audience so they can feel confident enough to ask a question. And so I would say do a workshop or do something, but let's go ahead and go into the step. And so I would say for that prayer, right? Prayers for your children, what would be the easiest way for you to help them reach step one? And would it be from here? Would it be a course, ebook, audio, workbook, support group, what checklist, swipe files, Trello board, what would be the easiest way for them to, get help?
I think probably a swipe file. Like, here's a list of prayers like for X amount of days, which right now I have for 14 days.
Okay. So, and I want you to know that with each of these steps, you can create content, but we're just seeing what is the end thing? What's the easiest way for them to get? So boom, you have a swipe file. And then the next thing would be, right, the gratitude, right? So what would be the easiest way for them to get more gratitude, right?
Sure. I mean, I do have the gratitude journal. I also have like a workshop that I've done in my Facebook group about gratitude. and why it's important, like the 3 benefits of gratitude.
Okay. So you can expound on it and stuff. Content around that. Great. Something you don't got to work deeper in. You can expound, and that could be a module. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you're trying to create a course, let's say, hey, you're going to go ahead and create the course, and the way that you will market the course is going to be, with the step 1, answering step 1, and, with your content strategy, answering step 2, your content, answering these in a lighter way, I guess. And then if you want to go deeper, it'll be that funnel towards that course. So the course should be something around being like focused on being intentional, biblically intentional with their children, because those are what people are wanting from you already and what's already naturally attracting them. So now you're just honing in and you're doubling down on the numbers that you're receiving, right? And then, so let's go into step 3, the intentional family time, devotional time, and stuff like that. So I'd say, what would be that easiest way for you to deliver on that? I think like a checklist, a workbook.
Probably a workbook, maybe. Yeah. I also have like a devotion book. I have one that I'm giving away for free for right now, like as my lead magnet that's done well.
That's a great lead magnet. And you have people that have put down that lead magnet and want that lead magnet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, already goes into that answer that, now you understand how your content strategy and how your marketing would work if you wanted to create a course.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Is it helpful?
I think I was focusing more on moms, but I think I need to focus more on how moms help their children, because I know that's what really probably, we don't take time for ourselves. We take time for what we can do to help our kids.
And they both feed off of each other. So you're not missing with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But you're naturally attracting, just from what you're putting out there, those people that want to hear from how to be more, that's a need that people are wanting. You're filling that need. And so why don't you be more specific on filling that need, and, and getting better in filling that need. And then you can be that specialist within that. And then, and that can go into other things. And that's all about like what you feel God has called you to, So always keep that in mind as well. I'm just helping you kind of like take your thoughts out of your mind and seeing a way that you can create a business with helping others and stuff like that. And,
no, I appreciate that. That's totally, like, I have ideas and I've got things and I feel like, okay, I should do this. And I feel like God wants me to share this or whatever, but I've got to figure out narrowing it down and being intentional about what I'm doing to actually create things better.
Yeah. And then look, if you were to create this as a course, one would be about prayers for the children, how to pray over their children, and what are your go-to prayers, and the sign, you can go deeper in like, because we speak over our children is very important, right? And go deeper into that and stuff like that, right? That's the first module for people to get like a great understanding of all that, right? The next thing of gratitude and how that can help with biblical references and things like that. And then the next module, in intentional family time, and then the final module, which is module 4, creating habits for success. Like you don't want to leave them, with just knowing this information. You want them to make this a lifestyle.
Right.
And so you can really create a community around this, I feel, and it can go deeper, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I like that. That makes sense. I was just having trouble figuring out how to pull it all together into one course and what that would look like. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And you have each of the pieces, right? You have some pieces. And so that you already have the lead magnitude. So once you do launch this course, it's just going to make sense, and stuff like that. So and then when you do the stack, what this helps you is kind of like package the course and them understand, like when you start creating like the graphics, right? And the mock-ups, that's what this helps you. It helps you create the mock-ups of what they're receiving, so they can actually feel like they're receiving a package when it comes to this course and stuff like that. So, and it helps you understand, how am I to market this? What content do I need to create in order to market this course and bring more people in? It could be that workshop that you take it apart and have that workshop as a way that gets people into it. You want to go deeper. This is only step 2 of steps, of a 4-step program I have about creating biblical, intentional relationships with your children, or deeper, richer connections with your littles, off a biblical foundation, right? So now you know how to market it, you know how you can phrase it, you can work on the phrasing, you can work on all of that. And then on your free time, answer these other ones.
Okay. Yeah, that gives me very much more of a focus, which is what I needed. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, my pleasure. And this is up to you on what you feel led. Like, don't think I'm pressuring you, like, this is the way to do it and stuff like that. But I hope
that just gets me thinking. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Now your wheels are going to be spinning and you're like, oh, shoot.
Yes.
But now you can understand how, now whenever you are planning on developing other content, you can go take it through the step. Always, in order for it to be successful, make sure you're understanding. If you want to, like, let's say you want to do like how to have a peaceful home, and all that, then you go through like, what would be the step 1 for them to have a peaceful home? What would be the step 2? And then create content that kind of like allows people to, be on your email list and qualify whatever it is that you'll sell, either a course, either ebook, whatever it is that you're going to do, and then you can monetize it.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, ladies. I'm going to send it to you on direct message. I'm going to send you what I just created I'm going to go ahead and do that now, Stacy, in the chat.
Thank you.
Well, all right, ladies. All right, everyone. This concludes Monetizing Mompreneurs Summit. Hope to see you guys in the next round. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have a chance, stop by the website at lindamendable.com. Sign up for the Blog Cure, which is an awesome course that I created that will help you set up your blog or take your blog to the next level. And join us over at Monetizing Mompreneurs Facebook group. I just want to say again, thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Easy.